numbers, they don't lie. The problem is people lie with the numbers, using the numbers to lie with. And you get it, like I say, when you hear these experts, they will toss around the numbers, and they look at the numbers as it's a fact. And that's kind of what they did in Vietnam. They numbered how many people were killed. You know, how many of us died, and how many of the Vietnamese died, and that's how they could, I guess, keep score. And if we're doing this right, we're going to kill more of them, and they're going to kill less of us if we're doing it right. So they're using the numbers as a way to figure things. And but like I say, the numbers, people lie with the numbers. Even us in Vietnam, you know, it's not. Some of the people that we counted as our unit killed so many people, some of them were from bombs. They were bombed, and we just were counting the bodies. So that's so we're playing with the numbers, and it's the same thing. Look at, you know, the medical community admits to killing 250,000 people a year. They admit that that's how many they kill. And it doesn't even come close to how many people they really kill, and how many lives are completely destroyed by their actions. You know, I mean, how many people get in a car wreck because they've got the wrong medication? They're taking the wrong medication. You know, they're not even counting those kind of people. So, you know, so you really have to watch out. If people are coming to their conclusions or their assumptions based on numbers, and that's all, you better watch out, because they're probably going to be wrong. And another good example is they do studies to find out, like medicine. They find out everything. They do these studies, but who pays for the studies will tell you where the numbers are going to go. The number game is pretty blatant. I mean, they're in your face, and they talk as if these numbers are facts. And there's just so much that you can't even imagine that's not being included in the numbers. Just by, okay, I carry a gun. How many lives are saved by me carrying a gun? If you go by the numbers, it was only 2. Well, let's since I've got older, there's been 2. Since 2007. That's when I got in the shootout with the street gang, and it was saved my life, and I saved the clerk, which was my cousin. I saved his life. So we'd say, okay, I've saved 2 people's lives since 2007 with the gun. Just, and that's because I shot the guy. He ended up shooting. But when you look at the whole story, I don't know how many times. For one thing, it's easier for me to stand strong physically, stand strong morally, if I'm armed and I know I'm going to do the right thing. And by me standing strong, the threat will look at that, and even the threat profiles, and the threat is going to say, man, that old man doesn't look like much of a victim. Maybe we're going to just let him go. And so people have not done crimes by me carrying a gun. And it was funny, I got a friend that wrote a thing on Facebook, and he said everybody is safer because he carries a gun, and everybody is safer around him. When he's standing in line in the store, he is safer. I mean, everybody is safer because he's got a gun. Now, how many lives does he save? I don't know. How many lives if I save? I don't know. So you can't really go by the numbers. And even if I was to put out a number, I think one time I was playing with the numbers too. And I started figuring all the different times that I have drawn my weapon. Now, people don't always see me when I draw my weapon. They don't always see my weapon, but for sure they see me. And I get in their face. And or, like I say, there's times I've drawn my weapon and people see it. So I started looking at all the times that I've drawn my weapon and started counting how many people, when you look at their lives, are being saved. And man, there was hundreds of them. And I say, I was, now it wasn't my weapon. I took a weapon from a guy who was a robber, would-be robber. Well, he did. He robbed us. But I took his weapon. And when I took his weapon, there was 50 people in the place. So, would that mean I saved 50 people's lives? You know what I mean? So, but people are safer when there are people that are going to take personal responsibility and moral responsibility and arm themselves and learn how to do it. Matter of fact, I've done the same thing, you know, like I say, with the tomahawk. I've carried the tomahawk. You know, and then the same thing, save people's lives. When they saw this, they decided they didn't want any part of it. They made the right decision, more than likely, because I was planning on hurting them. So, but they were planning on victimizing me. So, you really can't look at the numbers solo. I mean, that's just the numbers only. But the numbers do tell you things. But you have to look at all the other pieces of the puzzle before you'll get the full picture of what the numbers are telling you. So don't get misled and think that numbers is all you need to be an expert. You need to know where those numbers come from and how they apply.